In the first year I started my Etsy store, I sold to my mum and to 3 friends. I was so sad. I was like, okay, I need to think of something else because this is not working. Hi everybody and welcome back to a new video on my booktube channel, Books with Leo, and today I am here with a slightly different video because today we're not talking about books, we're talking about Etsy and starting your own small business. So I know this is not the usual content, but as some of you guys may know, I have my own Etsy store where I sell bookmarks, prints, artwork, sticker sheets, stickers, all sorts of things. I really love to share the things I've learned by having an Etsy shop, and I'd like to promote some other creators and Etsy sellers that I really love as well, so that's what this video is going to be all about. But before we get into all of that, I have a small message because today's video is being kindly sponsored by PDF Element, which is an all-in-one PDF editor created by Wondershare. So thank you so much to PDF Element for sponsoring this video. So for both my writing course, my Etsy shop, and my freelance work, I use PDFs all of the time, and with PDF Element you can create, edit, convert, annotate, and sign PDF documents on any device. I especially love that PDF Element works on every device because this way I can also edit PDFs on my iPad on the go, which is super handy. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of how you would convert, edit, and sign a document in PDF Element. So I'm going to pull up something for either my Etsy store or from my writing course to show you guys. Okay, so I have pulled up this file from my writing course. It's partly written story and partly graphic novel, and as you can see, it is super easy to edit the text, take parts out, write parts back in, and it is all so easily done. You can also convert the file. So this is a PDF file. Let's say I want to work edit in Word. It is so easily converted. As you can see, it's now a Word file. It even converts the image perfectly. And what I've pulled up now is a sending file for my Etsy store. I've blocked out the addresses for obvious reasons. I'm just adding a signature here. And yes, very gorgeous signature I have. Okay, here we go. You click. As you can see, super easily done, and bam! The document is signed. So in the description down below are some download links to try out PDF Element for free for both Android and Mac, and several tutorials to help you get along are linked down there as well. Okay, so now let's get into the Etsy talk. Okay, so it's currently so warm in the Netherlands. There's like a whole heat wave happening, and just my brain is just like, if I seem to stumble a bit or come across as tired in this video, it's just the heat is very warm. It's just, I'm not made for this. Anyway, I am going to give you guys 10 tips or just things I would have liked to know before I started Etsy in this video. And I think this is applicable to not just Etsy, but to starting your own business selling art in general. I think you could say that. So yeah, let's get into it. My first tip is to check Etsy's own help guides and tips. Etsy has a lot of guides and like bookworks full of tips and tricks and things you can do to make your Etsy go better and to learn more about Etsy, and I think these guides are perfect for understanding the platform better, and I really wish somebody had told me to look into them before starting Etsy because they contain so much general info about the platform, how to best promote your stuff, how to best use Etsy as a platform. There are some handy things included from other creators as well, so I just think those guides are not something to be overlooked. I know they can seem a bit boring and dull and dense, but they can be so helpful in setting up your own Etsy store, so definitely take a little look. I think you can find them on Etsy, so yeah. And my second tip is sort of intertwined with this previous tip, and that is to get to know the platform that you sell on. So whether you're selling from Shopify, Etsy, or Redbubble, I think it is always a good thing to know your platform and to know how is my audience going to reach the platform and how does the platform work? You know, how do I best use the benefits of said platform? A lot of people have their own web shop, but there are definitely benefits to selling from a platform such as Redbubble or Etsy. So yeah, consider that. What I would recommend is to nose around, see what other people are selling, how other people are taking photos of their stuff, how they are pricing their stuff, how do they brand themselves, and maybe even place some orders to see how do other people wrap stuff, see how other people do it. And this is not to say that you have to copy anybody. Please do not do that. I don't think that's a good idea. But what is a good idea is to just see, you know, have a bit of a general idea of how things like this are done. So don't take any literal, like if you get a beautiful package like beautifully personally wrapped, don't copy that, you know, don't just do what they do, but take inspiration, you know. So for example, if they wrap it in a cute way, you can think, oh, I could also wrap it with wrapping paper, you know. Don't order the exact same stuff they use and then do that, but this is just like for you to get a general idea or of how things are done on these platforms. My third tip is all about thinking about what you want to sell and how. Think about whether your ideas are attainable. For example, if you make all original drawings, like you make, for example, pen drawings, do you want to sell only your original drawings, or do you want to order copies somewhere so you can send out copies, because that's cheaper, and then you can sell the originals for a higher price. Think about sending materials. What envelopes are you going to use? Where are you going to buy those? How are your products going to get to people? Are you going to send with your mail service? Are you going to look up a different mail service? What are the laws in your country surrounding selling if you're a business? Think about production costs. Where do you want to produce it? There are lots of things to think about. Just make a little list, and think about all these things. Take your time. Don't stress out. You don't have to do it now. There's always time. And what I also really want to say with this tip is to really only start an Etsy store if you really enjoy creating your own art, because the chance that you get very rich off of this is very small. And I also think that small businesses just don't thrive if they are only in it for the cash, because this is really a labor of love. Of course, artists should always be paid properly for their work, time and effort, but just don't expect to get rich overnight. Just don't expect it to be a mega success, because it doesn't always happen for everybody, and that's fine, This is also a nice segue into my tip number 4, and that is to set approachable goals. What do you want with your Etsy? Will this be a side thing for you or a hobby? How much time and money would you like to spend on Etsy? How much time do you even have right now? For example, if you work full time, I don't think you'll be able to run an Etsy store that gets over 50 or 60 orders every week. You just won't have the time. So you really have to think about these things and maybe just, plan out for yourself, what should Etsy be for you? When I started Etsy, I just saw it as like maybe a nice side income for one day, because I also work as a freelancer and professional artist. And I thought, well, I'll just see how it goes, but I had the room financially at that point to go and start Etsy and to invest in it. And not all people have that. So maybe you need to have a Kickstarter first. So these are just some things to think about, and make sure that you set attainable goals and that you don't overpush yourself, or compare yourself. Like, why are these people reaching their goals? Like, maybe they don't go to full-time university, or maybe they don't have a full-time job, or maybe they went to art school, or, there could be so many things. So just don't compare yourself to other people. It's got no use, literally, and it's also not a competition, because there are so many lovely small businesses out there. It is so much better to uplift and help each other than to hate and compare. So yeah. Okay, number 5. Have a good look around for cheap places where you can buy, for example, envelopes in bulk, or where you can produce your bookmarks or prints cheaply. I can't tell you what production houses to go to, because you guys don't all live in the Netherlands, unfortunately. But just have a look around, see what's cheapest, see what materials look good, what places deliver to your house for free maybe. Just do your research, because it's not going to just show up at your doorstep with the very first printer that you find. Doesn't mean they're going to be the best people to print your artwork, Tip number 6 is about product photography. My golden tip for product photography is to use daylight. Same as with making YouTube videos, daylight is your best friend. Natural light. What I always do is I use a big A2 or A1 paper, and I use that as a background. So I put the paper on the floor, and then I take a picture from above, most of the time in front of a window. So I have a nice even background, and then on top of that I put my products, and I do use some props like washi tapes or like golden stars or confetti. But my general tip would also be to not make it too busy. If there's too much happening surrounding your product, people's eyes will go to those things, and you want people to look at your product. You want their eyes to be like into the product. You want them to look at the product. So if you don't have a camera, you can use your phone. I think that's just fine. If you take pictures from above, in my experience, I always think somehow I always associate that with like shops. So I think that's a good tip as well. And start practicing on editing your contrast and your light of your photos, because that really, really, really improves your photos a lot of the times. And you can do this with your phone on apps such as Afterlight or Yesco Cam. And if you have a newer iPhone, you can also do it in your own iPhone settings. I think there are loads of tutorials to find about this online, so look into that. If you do have a camera, I would say, if it is able to, try to put your camera into a RAW mode, because if you photograph in RAW, your camera will save more information visually, and you can edit more things later on in your photo than when you would not edit in RAW or photograph in RAW. So, and then also use Photoshop RAW, because with Photoshop RAW you can edit so many things, you can make it so much more beautiful, your pictures, and make them look so much more professional. So yeah, If you don't know how to use Photoshop Raw, just look up online like how to use Photoshop Raw. Tip number 7 is to put some thought into your prices. When I started my Etsy store, a lot of people were telling me that my stuff was too expensive and that they wanted to buy stuff, but it was just so expensive. It wasn't expensive. The thing is, people think making art is easy and like a hobby, even if it's not your hobby and like your actual job. But even if it were your hobby, if you're a good artist and you put time, materials, effort into your artwork, you should be able to ask for it whatever you want. So what I always do is I look at my hours put in, I look at my production costs, and then I have a snoop around to see what other people are asking for similar products. So I most of the time price based on those 3 factors. And of course, original artwork, such as an original painting or an original drawing, will always cost way more than reprints. So what I sell is mostly digital artwork, so it's always prints. But if I would ever sell any of my original oil or acrylic paintings, I think I would start at 300 euros if they are big ones, because there's so much time, effort, and like production cost into that, because paint is so expensive. So those are all things you should factor into the price. And also sending costs. If your sending costs are not for the buyer, then think about that too. And then thing number 8 that I want to share with you guys is that big shop launches where you launch all of your new products at once work so much better than putting new products on your Etsy every time you receive them. So this, in my experience, is because you can really hype people up on social media for your new shop launch and make it like a whole event, do like a countdown on your Instagram stories, and, you know, give some sneak peeks of your new products, maybe share some product photography on Twitter already, and just, you know, get people warm for your products and make sure they know what's happening, they know when the launch is, they know what the launch is, they know how and where to find your web shop. And in that way, a lot of times when you launch, like, for let's say 5 products at the same time, people are inclined to buy more things than when you just, you know, put on one thing at a time, because shipping costs exist, you know, so people would rather buy 5 of your new products at the same time than each one when it comes out, because they have to place separate orders then. So that is one of my big tips. I think also doing like small shop launches could also work fine compared to doing like a very big shop launch, but I wouldn't put individual products on there unless it's like a new product that is starkly different from the other stuff you sell. So for example, I am coming out with pins very soon. I'll put up a picture here. I'm really excited about my pins. And I am going to be launching these separately from everything else, because they're so different from everything I sell already. And I want like a lot of attention to go to these pins. But just put some thought into things like this. That's my biggest tip, I think. And I think another reason why this works so well is because Etsy's algorithm makes sure that shops with more items do better, or at least I've heard people say that. Okay, my tip number 9 is to promote the living hell out of your shop. Make sure everybody knows. Your mum, your grandma's best friend's neighbor, your goldfish, your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriends and girlfriends. Literally everybody should know that you are launching a web shop and that the products are so cool. Just tell everybody. Put it on each and every one of your social media outlets. Put it on LinkedIn, like, I don't care. Put it on Goodreads, put it on YouTube, put it everywhere. Talk about it everywhere. Every opportunity you get, be like, did you know I have a web shop? Just make people so annoyed with your web shop that they must buy stuff there in order to get you to shut up. Of course, this is all with a bit of fun, but it is very important to promote your web shop and just be vocal about it so people know that you sell stuff. It even happens to me sometimes that people are like, oh, I didn't know you had an Etsy, you know? So you have to be really vocal about it in order for people to know what you are up to. And another tip that is sort of linked in with this tip number 9 is to ask customers that you already have to leave a review on Etsy, because this also helps with the algorithm and it makes your shop look good. And also to ask them to share when they've bought something of yours online, because this way you can create like hype and they can share their products to their followers and their friends, you know? So yeah, that's really helpful. And my tip number 10, my last one already, is to keep going. Don't give up. I'm like the biggest cheerleader ever today. Don't give up. In the first year I started my Etsy store, I sold to my mum and to 3 friends. And I was just like, I was so sad. I was like, okay, I need to think of something else because this is not working. And look at me now. I'm doing so well and I'm so proud of myself. So don't give up, you know, even when it seems like everybody else is better than you, or you're not selling anything, or you feel overwhelmed. Just keep going. Take your time. Don't compare yourself to other people. Be proud of the progress you've made already. and, you know, just be proud of every sale and everything and enjoy it as well, because it's so fun to be a small business. And yeah, just keep going, don't give up. This is not like an official tip. I'm in such a dance mood today. This is not an official tip, but please give back. So also order with other small businesses. You know, I've tried lately to not order with big stores, but more so order with small other businesses to support them as well. And because of that, I also want to share some of my favorite small businesses. These are all on Etsy that I'm going to be sharing. So yeah, if you also have an Etsy, please feel free to leave a link down below and promote yourself. This is the one video where you get to promote yourself in the comments, so you should definitely take that chance. So firstly, I'm just going to do a very quick breezy. Don't even know what I'm saying. I'm going to do a very quick summary of some of my friends that have Etsy stores that you have probably heard me talk about lots of times. So I'm just going to, you know, briefly go over them. So first, of course, we have Britt, my good friend Britt. She has an Etsy store called Basically Britt. And yeah, Britt has also helped me loads with my Etsy store. She's just a wonderful human being and she sells amazing products. So yeah, and we have my other great friend Sabine, who also has an Etsy store called Sabine's Book Nook, and she sells bookmarks. They are really cute. It will mean the world to me if you check her store out, because she's got many cute products, and so she recently did an update. Then we've got Leo. Contrary to popular belief, Leo and me are not the same person, even though our channel names are very similar. She's also a friend of mine. She also sells super cute bookmarks, and I love her art style. It's so unique. And yeah, I hope I didn't forget anybody. For now, I'm just going to grab my iPad and pull up my stores that I favorited, so we can briefly go over a few stores that I would love to give a shout out in this video. Okay, so the first creator I want to talk about is Artsy Rosa. I really recently found her Etsy through Twitter, I think, because I've made a thread promoting some small Etsy stores, and I think someone tagged her or put her store in there. But she makes really cute crochet things. She makes like bags, earrings. Oh, it's so cute. I really want to get the crochet cherry earrings. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get those one day. And I love her stuff. It looks so cute, and it's just, it just makes me want to like have all of the things. Another person I'd really like to promote, who's also my friend here on BookTube, is Molly, and her Etsy is called Mind of Molly Books. I will also leave links to all of these people's lovely Etsy stores down below, so don't forget to check those out. I'll also leave links to their channels if they are booktubers. So Molly makes, oh, I love her bookmarks. They are so cute. I just especially love her Evelyn Hugo bookmark. I really need to get that one because it is adorable. And yeah, she has many different bookmarks. She does a lot of quotes and a lot of character art. And I just love it. So cute. You should all go buy stuff from her. Another Etsy store that I have talked about as well on my channel already is Inkfleur Studio. And Inkfleur Studio sells many different things. They've recently done an update, and Troy Nicole, she runs this Etsy store, and we've chatted a lot of times on Twitter. And yeah, I love all of her stuff, especially her tarot inspired stuff, because as you guys know, I'm obsessed with tarot stuff, and just all of her stuff looks so cute. She's recently updated with stickers and all sorts of different things, bookmarks as well. So yeah, definitely support her store. She also has cute buttons. I love buttons to put on my backpack and stuff. So yeah, definitely check her out. Another Etsy store I want to promote is one you're also probably all already familiar with, and that is by Cerys, Library of Cerys, who are on YouTube. Such cute bookmarks. I love the colours. It's all like it feels so summery and spring-like. And yeah, she's done a lot of charity work recently as well, so that's amazing. And Cerys is someone I would love for you guys to support as well. Alright, how could I forget? Another one of my close friends who used to be pen pals is Kim, and Kim Olyslager. She also sells on Etsy under that name. Again, links are all down below. And Kim oh my god, Kim is so talented. I don't know anybody that is that talented. She makes these really beautiful, detailed illustrations and paintings and drawings of insects and botanical stuff, and it's just so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I want to have everything she sells. Another Etsy store that I talk about a lot, but I'm definitely still going to put in this video, is by Nina, Bananina Studio. And Nina is she's so cute. She lives in the Netherlands as well, and her art is just Oh, it is so good. I love her style. She's got such a unique style. It feels very cottagecore and like very spring cute. So much yellow. We love it. We've recently done a shop swap where we swapped some products, and I'm so happy with everything she got me. So yeah. And last but not least, the Etsy store I want to promote by Daphne in the Trees. And Daphne is also one of my friends. I think she's currently on a break, so her store is not open, but I'll leave a link for when it is open again, because she is reopening soon, I think next month. And Daphne and I went to art school together. She's still in art school, but yeah. I love her work. She's just, it is so cute. It's all very botanical, and again, very much cottagecore vibes, but also a lot of witchy vibes. It's very unique. It's beautiful. There's always glitters in the package. Could not recommend more. And she's going to reopen soon, and I think she's going to come with a lot of new gorgeous products as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. So those were all the Etsy stores I wanted to promote and people I wanted to talk about. Don't forget that links are all in the description, also links to PDF Element, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!